My last one is a scary story, but not in a sense that it's paranormal, but in a sense that you gotta be careful out there, because sometimes te tienes que tener más miedo a los vivos que los muertos. That's something I've always thought about, something I've always said, because it's incredibly true. Story is my sister's story. My sister was still going to high school when I was in college. It was my freshman year, and I remember we would both have keys to enter the house. But este día yo llegué primero. I think I got home early. I don't remember. It was something like that. I think I got home early, but I was already home. And it was like a miracle that I was home, because she was always there before me. Since I would go to Santa Monica and she was right here in HP. And so she called me panicking one day, and she was like, girl, me and my sister have some luck. So she called me that day. She was like, girl, guess what? She was like, I almost got stolen. She's like, are you home? She was panicking. She was like, are you home? And I was like, yeah. She's like, can you meet me up? And I was like, yeah. She was down the street already. And I was like, sure, I'll meet you up. And then I go and I find her, and she's talking. She's shaking. And I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? She's like, they almost tried to steal me. I'm like, what do you mean they almost tried to steal you? She's like, yeah. She's like, I almost got stolen, but like a miracle happened. And I'm like, what do you mean a miracle happened? She was like, yeah. She started telling me that she walks home alone, and so there's a shortcut where you go through. It's like a businesses. It's like there's a nightclub, but through the back there's like businesses, and it's really lonely because like troqueros. There's like a lot of troqueros right there, and that's something you gotta be aware of too, because troqueros, some of them are ew, you know. And so she's telling me. So I thought I had to do something with that. She was like, no. She's like, I'm coming. And as soon as she hits the light, she sees a guy on a bike. And then the guy in the bike just staring at her. So then the light turns. His light turns. And he just goes off the other way. So she's like, thank God. And she's like walking. And she hits the part where it's really lonely. And she starts saying that she sees a green car. And it passes her. Slows down and parks like más enfrente, and she's walking and she's shitting it because it's a guy on the phone, and she's like, fuck. She's like, I don't want to pass by because what if something happens to me? So then she's walking, and she's about to hit the car. There's like another street. The guy in the bike pops up, and he's like, I'm sorry, I don't want to be a stalker, but you're so pretty, you know, I want to get your number. And he sees that she's all riled up, and he's like, are you okay? And she starts saying, no, I'm not okay. And then he's like, why? And then he looks forward and he sees the car, and he's like, are they with you? And she's like, no, they're not, they're waiting for me. And so like she knew it. Ella sabía, you know, we're not dumb. She knew it. So she didn't know what to do because she didn't have a phone. Well, she had her phone, but I think it was dead. Oh, she wasn't thinking, honestly. She kind of slow thinker. She stops thinking. I'm sorry, baby, but it's true. But she was like, yeah. She's like, they're waiting for me. And then he was like, oh, well, I'll walk you. And so he walks her. He ends up walking her. And then as soon as they hit the car, it was like she said it was a green Cherokee. And then as soon as they pass the car, she sees the guy in the phone fucking screaming and talking smack into the phone. And then he peels off hella fast. And she's like, oh shoot, that's crazy. So then the guy walks her to the end of the block where she's about to turn. And he's like, well, can I get your number? And she's like, no, sorry, I have a boyfriend. And he's like, no, thank you. But she was like, thank you for accompanying me. Like, it's a miracle. So then she's talking to me. And that's when he left, that's when she called me. She was like, can you meet me up? Because she was terrified. And she was like, I don't know how that guy popped up. He came back because he was like, his light changed way before mine. Like, he left. So he came back. He was like, he wouldn't come back, I would have gotten stolen. So then she got home and we were talking. A week later, I meet up two friends that I hadn't seen in a while. And one of these friends lives in HP and the other one lives in Southgate, I think. And then they're talking to me, and then I tell them about the story. And then my other friend's like, oh, did you tell her what happened to you? And I'm like, what happened to you? And then my friend was like, oh, I almost got stolen too. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, what? For real? She's like, yeah. She was walking by, oh my god, look at the background of it. It's so pretty. So apparently she was walking like really by her house, which is Templeton and she said Templeton and I don't remember the street. It's by the city hall. But she said that, and those streets are lonely. They are lonely. But she said she was right there and she was walking, and that a car pulls up behind her, and a guy from the backseat gets out and puts his hand around her head and tries to drag her in. And she, like, because she's kind of strong, she kicks him, and he lets him go, and then he gets in the car and leaves. Mind you, I hadn't told her what car it was. So then I was like, dang, what kind of car was it? And she started saying it was a green Cherokee. And I'm like, you're lying. She was like, nope. And I'm like, that's the car my sister said she's seen. And what's crazier is that she said that it was kind of an older model, and there's not a lot of those around in this area. And my sister had told me it was like an older model. It was weird. My sister was hella traumatized for weeks after that. Like, she wouldn't go walking by herself. Like, she had to go to school and walk home. She would literally come home with friends. She wouldn't walk alone anywhere. She wouldn't take the shortcut. She'll go the long way. She'll go around. She'll go with friends. And she'll be walking. Because she didn't want to go through the same thing, you know? So then I told her, I'm like, that's crazy because I think it's the same car. She's like, yeah, I think it is. So be careful out there, guys. You never know. There's crazy people out there. That's why I always say, like, sometimes tienes que tenerle más miedo a los muertos que a los vivos, because está cabrón. Está cabrón. So I'm barely done with my makeup. I had to go. I'm not wearing... I put some foundation, like some that I had around there. I'm about to put this lip plumper when this dries, but this is my eyeshadow makeup. It's my go-to makeup. You know, like, whenever I'm on quick thing, I gotta go. You can't really see because I'm wearing glasses most of the time. But it looks cute. So yeah, those were my stories. I hope you enjoyed the story time. Please like, comment, and tell me which one was the one that creeped you out the most, because to me these are all pretty scary, and I believe all of them because there's crazy things out there, and you know, you never know. It's crazy things out there. You don't know. So I'll see you guys next video. Bye.